Assalamu alaikum, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to our panel today under the theme To Elevate. My name is Abeer Khedr. I'm Information Security Director at the National Bank of Egypt, and I'm also one of the co-founders of the Women in CyberSecurity MiddleEast group. I'm very proud and happy today to host four wonderful ladies, aspiring talent in cybersecurity. I'm much looking forward to hearing their stories, to hearing their challenges, to hearing their ambitions about the future, and to also hear their fresh perspectives about the threat landscape that we're facing today. Without much ado, let's start. We are going to have first a quick introduction from each of our ladies today. Let's start with you, Fatma. Can you please introduce yourself? Tell us about how you got into cybersecurity and the challenges you have faced, your ambitions about the future, and any advice you give to your colleagues. Please go ahead.
The future belongs to those who believe in their dreams. My name is Fatma Fouad, an information security officer at Warba Bank from Kuwait. And I graduated from Kuwait University with bachelor degrees in computer engineering in 2012. I joined the Public Authority for Civil Information for my first role in IT world, which is system administrator. Then I involved myself in a project called the public key infrastructure. Public key infrastructure is a part of cryptography, so this is related to security world. And I like how to issue a certificate to all entities in Kuwait that they need per request. And for all the banks in Kuwait, I have issued them a certificate for the email signing. And this is all my role as a security admin. So I met engineer Mohammed Adoub in 2017. So we worked together in a project related to threat hunting. Then I'd like to see myself learning, and I have a huge passion to know more, to learn more. And I believe that I am a workaholic. So I started with Linux commands. I started with programming language. Then I jumped to penetration testing. I believe that if you have knowledge and share it with others, that maybe this gives you a power to understand the pen test from scratch. My vision now is to be a very professional network security engineer. So my boss at work, he's supporting me a lot to do my best. And he involved me to three main projects that is very, very advanced project. And I like how challenges started the moment I joined that bank or Warba Bank. So my future vision is to be consultant, and I like to share also my knowledge through blog, through conference, through panel discussions, so that we can build a great technical and business skills. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you, Fatma. This is very interesting background. I also started from IT myself, and I think it's a good starting point, always gives you a necessary background. And I like when you said you're a workaholic, I mean. So that's really, it's another word for being passionate, I think. And the passion shows in your words. So best of luck. Let's now listen from Haneen. Haneen, please introduce yourself and tell us about your career and your career aspirations.
All right. Hello, everyone. My name is Haneen Hassan. I'm from Libya. I'm currently working in UAE as an information security analyst. I have a bachelor degree in computer engineering and a master's degree in cybersecurity. I was always interested in cybersecurity and information security since I was a bachelor student. I felt that like I belong to this field somehow because I'm interested on understanding how can we secure our systems, our networks from any attacks or malicious activity. Like I have 5 years experience so far. I started my career in telecommunications. I worked as network engineer planning, and then I moved to cybersecurity planning engineer. And currently, I'm working on the banking system. My future vision for myself, I'm looking to be a leader in cybersecurity, like Ms. Abeer and Ms. Reem Shimari, who are really a role models for all of us because of their knowledge and their experience and the efforts that they give to support all of us as a woman in cybersecurity Middle East. Thank you.
Thank you, dear, and best of luck. And you'll do better, inshallah. And you have also excellent communication skills. So we wish you the best. Now we move on to Mira. Yeah, Mira,
Okay.
tell us about yourself, how you started, and any.
Okay. My name is Mervat Karam. I'm a cybersecurity consultant, penetration testing. I have graduated from computer science. Started my career as a software engineer. I have worked as a software engineer since 2012. This was my first year in university. I was developing web applications. Then I started lately in 2018. I joined the ITI. The ITI is the Information Technology Institute, powered by our Ministry of Communication. I tried to start my career in cybersecurity as I always being passionate about cybersecurity, even when I was a software engineer. From day one, I was so excited about cybersecurity. I was reading many articles about it and following the attacks and how to write secure coding and so on. Then I started my career at Deloitte Egypt, as a cybersecurity consultant. Before that, I have taken many trainings in networks, software engineering. I was believing that if I want to be a good cybersecurity consultant, I have to know more about how the things work, how the network work, how the code developed, and so on, how the developer is thinking. That's why I started my career as a software engineer, to be able to think like developers. That helps me a lot in my career now. Then I keep finding the issues that developers doing, that helps me a lot to think like them.
You'll tell us about them later in the panel. The issues that you know, how the developers think and how they also create vulnerabilities. So
yeah, a lot of them.
yes. So what are your career aspirations? What do you see your career in the future?
I would always plan to work at the red team, actual red team, not just a penetration tester. Therefore, I'm trying to study more about the red team daily tasks and engagement scenarios and so on. I'm planning to start a red team here in Egypt, trying to let companies accept the red team activities as a part of securing their organizations, not only limiting the penetration testing with limited scopes. I want to be a consultant and lead a red team here in Egypt. That's my plans for the career here in Egypt. I have already switched my career before, so I will keep in cybersecurity. And I love being a consultant, not just information technology CISO or something.
Samira, best of luck.
Thank you.
And I think you like being a consultant because you always like people to improve, right? So being a consultant gives you a chance to help people and organizations always improve. Now we move, last but not least, Noha. Noha, tell us about how you got into cybersecurity and your career aspirations. We'd love to hear.
Thank you for that beautiful introduction, Abeer. Hello, everyone. I am Noha AlGwaiz, a software engineering graduate from Prince Sultan University, class of 2019. So I'm just fresh out of college. I've been working at the Saudi British Bank as part of the application security team, and I have just crossed the 1 year mark of 1 year experience. As a university student, I've always tried to indulge in the many experiences. I mark myself as a multi-potentialist, so having multiple interests and the different paths I'm willing to pursue. So during my university years, I've had different electives ranging from microeconomics to video production, and among those electives was cybersecurity. And the summer that followed that elective course, I actually was a trainee at the Saudi British Bank, and that's where I got my offer to join the bank as a co-op student, as a co-op trainee. So I've been there for a duration of 5 months, and that's where I was officially employed to join the bank. So I'm glad they still are convinced of my abilities. And it's been amazing ever since. I aim to, I would mark myself as a multi-potentialist person, and in this generalist versus specialist debate, I'm trying to shape this into becoming a T-shaped kind of person. So to have the benefits of both the horizontal knowledge and skills, as well as the vertical specialization into one of these domains. So my aim for the next couple of years is to experience that horizontal view on the different roles and positions and activities in the cybersecurity world, and hopefully to drive that knowledge and experience into making cybersecurity an enabler for businesses, for innovation, and for creativity, and to be that person that links and ensures that cybersecurity is in the conversation, not because it is something we have to do, but it's something we genuinely believe that will enable us to move forward effectively and efficiently. And hoping that with all the amazing future leaders here, I have a sense that this is something achievable.
Excellent thoughts, Noha. We wish you really the best of luck. And regarding this generalist versus specialized conversation, yes, we need both. We need the specialized people and we need the generalists. And in the CISO career, you kind of need to be a generalist. You need to understand, you need to have a security as well as a sense of the business. You need to have a business acumen to be able to sell cybersecurity to board and to your business partners. So this is great. I remember, a famous quote said by one of the great cybersecurity leaders, Khedr. She's the director of cybersecurity in Belgium. She said, if you want to be a CISO, you have to be a rare bird and a Swiss knife. So a rare bird, a bird that knows how to communicate properly, different audience, and also a Swiss sharp knife, when to act and how to act and all that. So best of luck, ladies. Now, I want to move on to a second question here. And I'm particularly interested to ask you and get your vision and feedback on this, because it's usually asked, to the leaders of cybersecurity. But now, since our panel is under the title of Fresh Perspectives, I want to know your perspectives on the cyber threat landscape of today's world. not the one we hear about in the news and we commonly know, such as ransomware, malware, and all that. I want to know from your practical experience. You know, your hands are in the kitchen, and I'm very delighted that most of you here, or not, if not all of you, are one way or another hackers. And I love the way that, you know, you're challenging the stereotypes. You're not wearing hoodies. You're very nice and very awesome ladies. So let me hear you for regarding this question. What do you think is the most common and the most critical cyber threats organizations are facing today, and your advice actually to leaders today, how to address them and address them properly from your own perspective. And here we can start. Who wants to start can go ahead. This is, you know, an open discussion between us. Fatma, if you want to start.
Yeah, okay. Social engineering took a high percentage this year, as I know from KnowBe4 platform. Because of that, social engineering took a very big part in our country. So we have to raise awareness, security awareness in both government and private sectors. So we have to prepare them awareness session. And we have to be a group all experts know each other, so that we can organize that awareness sessions every month. Most likely at work, I have I have to carry a good visibility on my environment and see what is the alternative controls to set against any attack on or any threats coming to my organization. So my organization is like my home. How can I secure it? It's about how to put more control to achieve security level. So this is the main point I want to talk about: how to set controls, how to raise awareness through among all entities in country. And this is what we have to establish, or we have to work on it.
Excellent, excellent. I like how you said to work on on mitigating social engineering. We need to have visibility on what we have. This is very important. Yes, I agree with you. Haneen, what do you think?
All right. Actually, based on my experience so far in telecommunications and banking, I still feel that employees on both sectors still don't appreciate cybersecurity, and they just care about it because it's forced on them. All right. So many people, I feel that they are frustrated with all the training that we give them, with all the policies and rules that we set. Okay. Until this moment, there are people working on these fields, and they don't differentiate between a phishing, a malicious email, and a legitimate email that's coming from HR or from any other department. And this is really very risky because they don't really understand what's cybersecurity, and they don't, as I said, appreciate how security is protecting them from the outer world. So that's why the biggest threats in these fields are really people, and we all need to work to let them understand what cybersecurity in the right way, and to raise the awareness among them to really appreciate the efforts that we do for them. At the end, we are working to protect and secure our organizations and networks. So people need to cooperate with us and work with us to make things move smoothly within these organizations and companies. That's why we need always to educate them, to keep them updated with all the malicious attacks around the world, and to warn them of any malicious activities that they make, and it can harm our organizations by the employees that they work on.
Very well said. Thank you, Haneen. Mira, our hacker in the house. So why are developers keep on repeating the same mistakes and generating the same vulnerabilities? Let us know your view.
I fully agree with Haneen. The last few years, we saw the great evolving of the internet usage. Most banks now have internet banking, mobile applications, as well as the insurance companies or services that we can request in our daily transportations, food, or even your grocery. Now you can request by an application on the mobile. Using we use our credit cards or debit cards on these applications. That means that the attack surface are increased, and now we have a massive threat landscape and gets bigger every day. From my point of view, I see that if we invest more in training the normal users and develop their awareness of the cybersecurity in their daily usage of the applications, as well as to train the people who involved into the development cycle, the developers, the project managers, the business owners themselves, they need to know the importance of the cybersecurity to their business continuity. Not many companies give a big deal to cybersecurity. They care about functionality of the application. Then we will get the security in the house, and that make many businesses just vanish from the market. Every day we hear about attacks on startups, attacks on big companies, and so on. Many of the companies or startups just vanish after a cyber attack. So I think we have to invest more in securing the organizations by securing the development cycle from the first, not just after we go on production, then we can go on penetration testing activities and so on. We have to start security or
From the design.
the development and the design. Yeah.
Okay. Thanks, Mira. Well said. Now we move to Noha. What do you think, Noha?
Well, amazing. I would love to mash up what has been mentioned by my fellow panelists. So humans are the weakest link, and they do remain the weakest link, no matter how many trainings we do and awareness campaigns. And as has been mentioned by my fellow panelists, the importance of security has to be emphasized, not just enforced. And with that in mind, initiatives can happen. So what we don't want this efficiency versus security battle to be a battle. But what we have here, we have usability and user experience people are pulling from one side, and we have security practitioners pulling from the other side. So we can't just blindly implement the best practice of security as a golden template that we assuming that this will fit anything. So the communication and having those middle people to translate the business needs and the security considerations and to find that sweet spot in the middle, that's something that has to be emphasized on an organizational level and also individual level. One other thing is it's a given that when you partner up or when you connect to another entity or party, you're including their attack surface to yours. And it is not the reality to avoid that risk, especially with cloud computing, especially with managed services and the specialized companies that are arising. So we have to acknowledge this evolution of leveraging on the expertise of these companies. And so we need to upskill this zero trust framework to accommodate that collaborative mentality in the cybersecurity ecosystem. So we have federated identity providers and such solutions to enable that leveraging of the skills that are existing.
Well said. I can't agree more. So now I'm also very happy that all of you, my dear panelists, come from different countries in the region. So let us hear quickly how each of you in her own country, what initiatives do you have that support cities? So what's the size of the cybersecurity community over in your country? We have here Kuwait, we have the UAE and Libya as well. We have Egypt and we have Saudi Arabia. So let's have a quick flavor before we move on to our last and most important question in this panel. Fatma, you want to start?
Yes. In my country, Kuwait, we have two main community for the cybersecurity, and we don't have initiative, an official initiative, let's say, but we have a group in WhatsApp so we can exchange security news, what can attack, what is type of attack that can come to our countries, and keep up to date with the latest news. So we have SIG, Security Information Group, within multiple experts in Kuwait, and we have Women in Cybersecurity Middle East Kuwait chapter also, so that we can share this awareness sessions, training programs, so we can empower each other as a woman. So this is the main two group we have until this moment.
Excellent. So Haneen, you want to tell us also?
Yes, sure. Because of the current situation in Libya, there are some individuals that are trying to work on cybersecurity and to raise the importance of cybersecurity, but there's no national or governmental initiatives for this, because, as I said, because of the current situation there. But here in UAE, actually, government really understands the importance of cybersecurity and how it can really affect even the infrastructure of the country. So there's a governmental organization called NISA that's responsible for developing the rules and policies here within the UAE for each sector. And also universities nowadays are really developing new programs for students to specialize in cybersecurity, like Zayed University and New York University here in Abu Dhabi. So I think they are just doing great to moving forward with cybersecurity.
Great. Mira.
Okay. In Egypt, we have many initiatives that support the young people to know more about cybersecurity. Women in Cybersecurity Middle East Egypt chapter, Cyber Talents, Khedr Reloaded, IEEE, and many others. They are targeting the university students, arranging sessions about cybersecurity and competitions, CTFs and war games, and so on. Moreover, we have the ITI, the Information Technology Institute, that trains the graduates to catch up the market needs. Also, our community is getting bigger every day. The high school students is making the competition very hard every day. They are so smart, so creative. They are training so hard to catch up the market with their young. They are so young, high school students, but now many companies are hiring them because they are working on different tracks, not just penetration testing. Many of them are interesting more into forensics and reverse engineering and cryptography and so on. So the competition here in Egypt is very hard every day.
Yeah, because they are curious. They are curious.
Yeah.
And also WASP are doing
WASP chapter, yeah.
Yeah. I particularly like when they did the training for the young kids, university kids. They actually not the university students, school students. It was aged, I think, for 12 to 16. So that was really impressive. And Noha, tell us about Saudi Arabia. You have a lot of initiatives there as well.
Oh, yes, definitely, Abeer. I mean, the cybersecurity scene in Saudi Arabia has exploded in the last couple of years. I personally can't keep up with what's happening. We have, this is empowered by the National Cybersecurity Authority, the NCA, with the regulations it's providing and the partnerships it's establishing with the different entities. So we've got the NCA having the CyberPro program that I've had the opportunity to take part in, and the program has different levels for beginners, intermediate, and even advanced. And these are provided by different organizations such as SANS and some others. There are other initiatives by the Saudi Information Technology Company, and these are happening on a semi-annual basis. I see them partnering up with the Human Resource Development Fund. They're partnering up with the NCA themselves, the National Cybersecurity Academy as well. And these different programs, they vary in terms of program duration, scope, as well as the target audience. So we have those programs that are targeting fresh graduates, and we have programs that promise you employment by the end of that program, depending on performance and other different criteria. So it's good to have such a well-led opportunities for those interested in to practice their experience and simulate, just to explore themselves in that specific scenario. On an academic level, we have Prince Sultan University having its master's in cybersecurity program. And they do offer cybersecurity tracks as part of their bachelor's on top of their core majors like computer science, software engineering, and information systems. And they do have an active cybersecurity club there, the Security Engineering Lab. I mean, I didn't get a chance to be part of that club. I have graduated by then, but I love seeing their activity there. So it's a good scene for those who are interested.
Excellent. So the community size is increasing, right? From the young youth there in the recent years, right?
Yeah.
Great. So now, before we wrap up our panel, we need to ask the very important question. Again, from your perspective, how do we encourage more women to join cybersecurity? We are all facing, resource scarcity problem. So it is the right time to utilize all resources we can have, especially women as well. So how can we support women get and stay in the field? And what do you think the role of not only the ecosystem and society, but the role of the woman herself to succeed in cybersecurity? Fatma, let us know your opinion.
Behind every failure stories, there is a success story. So I encourage women to don't afraid from taking the baby steps in cybersecurity field. Even if I failed 2 or 3 times, I can success by focusing, by have good visibility on path that I'm working on it, and I can share my knowledge with the different networks in Kuwait, out of Kuwait. So it is very simple rule to follow. So we are all here in women cybersecurity that can empower each other, that can encourage each other to success, to support each other. Yeah, it is very easy to start, but keep on learning, keep on being part of community that fit your skills, and don't forget to upgrade your skills every month. Let's say, you can reach advanced level by upgrading your skills, if it's technical skills or business skills. So all the best.
Yes, I agree with you. Very encouraging and motivating message. Excellent. Thank you, Fatma. Haneen, what do you say to the young aspiring women?
If they have the passion to work and to dig on the cybersecurity field, they need to work really hard because actually it's not easy to be in our field. It requires a lot of energy and patience. to to approve yourself within this field, which is usually dominant by men. But if they have, as I said, if they have the passion, they can really do well. And as Fatma said, women in cybersecurity Middle East are doing really great in supporting each other. Like our group is really active in even finding jobs for each others and like helping each other, which is really like making me happy, because like we are all here from different countries to help each other. And best of luck for all.
Great, Haneen. Thank you very much. I agree with you. It's a wonderful message. Mira, what do you want to say?
Okay. I think ladies just need to know that cybersecurity is more than hackers with hoodies just working in midnight. Yeah. That's the interesting part we all love, but we have many other things to do. They need to know that they will keep studying every day. They will got assigned to different tasks every day, so they will keep knowing and learning something new every day. Moreover, we need to target the young ladies in high schools and universities, talking about them with them about the opportunities and job description for each job profile in cybersecurity field. Offer them training in different companies and different job profiles, not just penetration testing. Build women in cybersecurity communities in the universities, and not just chapter Egypt chapter, KSA chapter, and so on. No, and chapters in each university to let them encourage themselves and other ladies to join and practice together. That will help them more. And the most important thing is to show them successful women in cybersecurity as a role models. You, Mrs. Abeer, is our role model. Many of us take you as a role model, and that encourage us to be more active, be more study more, to be something like you. That helps us, and then we need to show that to the young ladies as well. I believe we have a lot of amazing ladies to show as a role models, so we need to do that more for the young ladies. Best of luck.
Thank you, dear, and you will be more successful, inshallah.
Thank you.
Noha, let us know your opinion as well.
Well, it is true that this communication allows us to see such iconic role models such as yourself, Ms. Abeer, and such as the other WiCSME members. To see those women that we don't just read about, but we actually see in action is encouraging on its own. And one thing fresh graduates or students or those aspiring to join this field, they don't know if they're passionate about it because they don't really know what it is in practice. They can only read about it in theory. So one thing that has to be highlighted is that the cybersecurity field is a vast, insanely vast field. There is no one starting point, as although it has a foundational basis, that is true, but you can explore and combine your different interests in this cybersecurity field to form a different position. So it's not a one path that fits all those who are venturing into this field. And I encourage students specifically to explore while the trial and error is less costly. So experience is the best teacher, but let's be honest, we can't experience everything to know the results ourselves. So I encourage the companies and entities to open their doors for students during the summer or even during the semester for those who are willing to try out and get a feel of what it actually means to be in this field firsthand. So shadowing is a very underestimated power of exploring oneself and exploring the field. And asking people who have experienced something firsthand is also beneficial. So I'm happy to see that WiCSME is launching its first mentorship program. So that is something I would love to leverage on as a mentee specifically. So it's to enrich yourself with the knowledge on what's happening. And last thing I want to mention is the NCA has published the Saudi cybersecurity workforce framework, SIUF, which shows the different categories in the cyber workforce, as well as the different skills that are required under each. So looking at that would show how vast it is. We have managerial, we have business, the business side, and we have the technical side of it all.
Exactly. Excellent points. Thank you, Noha. Well, to wrap up, first of all, thank you, ladies. Thank you so much. I'm so impressed and so proud of you, inshallah. Thank you. Thanks to our audience. And looking forward to joining other panels in WiCSME Virtual Conference 2020. Thank you.
Thank you.
And now we open the door. Thank you very much, ladies. And now we open the door to questions. Thanks a lot.